Welcome to a garden update. I have some exciting news for outside and some slightly less exciting news for inside. It's actually kind of sad in a way. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Kathryn. I'm the Aerogarden Homesteader. I am using Aerogardens to grow food indoors. This is the perpetual spinach. It's looking really good. So it doesn't seem that the damping off really slowed them down too badly, so that's probably good. I'm thinking I can start harvesting soon. I'm hoping that the lettuce will catch up just a little bit so I can harvest them both at the same time. These are looking really good. These ones are a little slower, but that's still fine. And then up here, this one looks really good. This one does not seem to have changed at all, so that was probably a bit of a fail on that one. I don't know what happened with those two seeds, but oh well. And then, sad news, the cilantro. So, remember how I was mentioning that if you give it just a little too much food, it doesn't react very nicely? I increased it just a little bit because remember I was mentioning last time the leaves were slightly yellowing, so I thought maybe it's got a nutrient deficiency starting to form, and I did 3/4 strength instead of full. And look at this, all the new leaves are bad. So this is really going to stunt the growth, and it's really sad because they were doing so well. It's like, I just struggle with the nutrients. See, this one actually, it's up here too. It's like this one leaf grew and then it just failed at the top. So I had hoped that there was enough cilantro plants in here that they wouldn't struggle with the nutrients if I gave them a little extra, and apparently it was just a little too much extra. So half strength, half strength. Oh my gosh. So this is sort of the sad news inside. I will show you how the plants upstairs are doing. I did start some edamame and it's not going well. So I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then outside, some exciting stuff outside. We've also been harvesting. So I'll show you some of that as well. And here's how the cherry tomatoes and peppers are doing. Up here, I've got some flowers forming, which is really cool. Sorry, the light's kind of a little weird. There you go, some flowers. This is the larger pepper plant. It's been doing really well, although it looks a little lopsided. It's fine. The little one has finally perked up and started popping up above the thing, so I had to take the dome off, which is awesome. And here's the other cherry tomato. Again, it has some flowers forming. So this is how they are doing. I will be going on vacation, so hopefully vacation mode works really well. And in case you are wondering, maybe the sale is still going, but the farm is on sale again, 60 to 70% off. Definitely go check out their website, sign up for their newsletter if you are interested in getting some and you missed the sale. This is like the second time they've had this sale, and I'm so upset that I missed out on these good prices. But it is what it is. I am happy with my units. I would like to get some more, but I don't have room or the means to do that. So this has been fun. Let's keep watching. See how they go. Okay, so finally got my button gear. I had to soak the soybeans overnight. That was one of the reasons why it was taking so long. So it does, I guess I didn't soak enough. Some of them do actually just break down into mush. This is why I've been struggling with the soybeans. So whatever doesn't happen with this batch, because I only had 24, I did actually buy some from the bulk bin just to see if I could sprout those. So I will, if I don't get my full 24 out of this, I will just, yeah, see that one's broken too. I will just grab some of the ones from the bulk bin and see if I can get those ones to sprout. I have my sponges here, so it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to squeeze most of the water out, but make sure they are damp. I will have to, for these ones, break open the sponge a little bit, get my bean in there as far down as I can, which I don't know how far down that's going to actually be, and then put it in the basket. So these will sit in the Aerogarden without water, and fingers crossed that I can get these to sprout. So I'm going to go through and get this done. I will keep you informed of what's going on with this, if they sprout or not, or if I was able to get the bulk seeds to sprout, I'll let you know about that too. So I guess most of these seem like they are fairly firm and in good shape. So if I only lost one or two, then that's not too bad. The water is disgusting. It's like it had some sort of slime that came off of it. I will be doing both sides of the farm. So this entire farm will be just the soybeans to get edamame. So now that I have all of those out, I will go through, get my things all squeezed out, and get these filled. So I'm just going to truck along with that, and I will let you know how it goes if they sprout. I'm going to have to look at the thing and find out how long it takes them to sprout. So it says 6 to 14 days to germinate. Well, that ought to be fun. Okay, well I'm going to have to keep a close eye on these. I do have my humidity domes. I might actually put a tiny bit of water in the bottom just to keep the humidity up in there, but I need to keep them damp but not soaking. And these peat sponges, they actually hold a lot of water, so I might be okay, because with the pepper plants, those took a long time to germinate and they stayed moist. So I'll hopefully be okay. But I will keep you informed. I will let you know how this technique goes. Hopefully it works with these, because I am just so sick of trying to get these starting and just having them rot on me. If you know a better technique, better method, a better anything that'll help me, let me know below, because this has been driving me nuts. So I'm going to get these all planted up. I will keep you informed. So stay tuned. This one's probably going to be a long one. And in case you are wondering how the edamame went, I don't know if you can really see and hear what is going on, but if you look on the side, they have gone completely moldy. Even though the sponge is still damp, it's just not working out. It's been a week. They are just, this one looks like it's got mold on the seed. It's just disgusting. It has been a week and no sign of germination. I will let it go another week, but we're leaving town in about a week, and if these have not started showing signs, I will just be taking this apart and letting it sit for a bit until we get back. I will use some of the seeds or the beans I got from the bulk bin, see if I can sprout those in a mason jar just the old-fashioned way, and go from there, but this failed. So if you got any other suggestions on what might work for edamame or soybeans, let me know below, because it ain't working for me. And finally, the outdoor garden. I have tomatoes. That is so cool. Beans are looking pretty good, or the peas I should say. They're looking pretty good. I could harvest them fresh, or I could, as this one has done, keep letting them dry out. This is kind of the lazy way of doing it, by letting them dry out, because then I basically have to rehydrate the peas to use them, but it's not a bad thing. I can do them in the pressure canner, even if I just use them right away. The leeks. Did you know you can eat leek scapes? So they're kind of like the garlic scapes, but it's just on leeks. So I didn't know that. I was actually looking that up to see what to do with this. Now I don't know if I can use this one here that has basically just popped its top and made a flower, which is still pretty cool, but I could use these other ones. I just don't have a use for them. So not quite sure what to do. More peas, they're still looking good. So I have actually started harvesting the dry ones. I have been harvesting several things from the garden actually. So we've been getting strawberries, obviously. I'm getting cherries. And I have been harvesting the chamomile and the mints. So I'm curious to try them. I found a recipe for a sleepy time tea, which I really want to try. But I got two concerns. Number one is that it won't work, so it was a waste of time. Alternatively, number two, it'll work and I won't have enough. So, not quite sure what to do. Got more tomatoes. It's pretty cool. Some of my pepper plants are still super small, which is kind of sad. Again, that's why I've been doing them inside. My dill is looking pretty good. Broccoli has gotten bigger. I think it's really close to harvest. I think you have to wait until they just start getting a hint of yellow in them. Although I guess I can harvest it now and eat it. There's really no reason why not. Oh, I've also been harvesting some of the mustard seeds. So I wait until, so see how these ones are, they almost look like green beans. I wait until they are dried out husks like this. They're pretty easy to harvest, but you want to be really careful when you pull them off. You want to pull them back so you preserve this little stem. Then when you bring it in, if you pull the stem out, these two separate, and then this little thing pops off the bottom, and then all the seeds pop out. But they're kind of spring-loaded, so you got to be really careful when you're pulling them off the plant. There's my little pepper plant. It has gotten bigger, so some of them have gotten really big, but some of them have not. I don't know if you can see the one that's under the nasturtium back there. It's like tiny. So, but lots of tomatoes going on. There's some tomatoes in here. And then I got some cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes always seem to be a little faster. And the pumpkin is finally tall enough to start climbing up the trellis. So that has been pretty good. I have just been lifting them up off the ground and slowly weaving them in. And on a good note, I have been getting, so this is a female flower. Oops, that was apparently not doing well, but you can see it's got this thickening at the base versus the, here, this is a male flower. See how it just has this long stem? So this is a male flower, they have long stems. And then over here, which is probably another one that's not going to form because it's got a slight yellowish to it, but that's a female flower. So you can definitely see a difference in them. So there are some female flowers forming. I don't think the plant is ready for them yet, so I think that's why it's just been dropping them, but they'll get there. So it's just a matter of coming along and sort of helping the plant get up off the ground. The first few bits, you know, once it gets up off the ground, it will start twining up. Sometimes it grows off in weird directions, but, you know, that's another story. Potatoes are looking good. Dill is looking really good. It's so tall. It's crazy. Pepper plants are not looking all that great in here. I need to upgrade them to bigger pots. I just have not had any time whatsoever. And then this one is not quite big enough to get up off the ground yet because the trellis is a little ways up, but it'll get there. And then, as I've been saying, I have been harvesting, so this is the lemon balm. I will mix up some sleepy time tea to show you guys how that comes together. I don't have all of the ingredients, but I have a good chunk of them, so hopefully I can get that to happen. The chamomile has just like, man, it has exploded in growth. The catmint, I think something is still getting in here and eating it, but not much I can do about that. There's cat hair. I'm sure it's a cat, you know, I mean, who else would hop in there and try to eat my mint? Gotta find out how to keep cats out of gardens. Then over here I've got the peppermint, so I do need to start harvesting the peppermint because that is one of the ingredients. This is the calendula. I still have not picked any of the calendula. I just don't quite know what to do with it. I need to look that up. And then, yeah, just everything else has been looking really good. My chives are looking really good. Everything is just really perked up. We've had some nice cool weather. It's sort of been kind of overcast, so just been good growing weather, honestly, and working on the coop weather. So we're almost done with that. They're in the coop, and it's just a matter of finishing up the run so that they can, you know, get out now that they're acclimated to the coop. So I hope you found this video useful. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will have some links for some other videos that might be of interest to you, and I will see you next time on the Aerogarden Homestead.